What is up, guys? I am Daisho, and I am here to hopefully give you a pretty decent tutorial on the deck Machinations or Machinations. I don't really know. I said it. I mean, it looks like Machinations to me, but somebody told me that I was pronouncing it wrong. But this is my favorite deck. It's the blue, black, white artifact deck. It's my favorite deck so far. I haven't even unlocked all of them yet, so you may think that I am complete garbage, but that's just because I've been doing the series, and I didn't really want to get ahead of myself. So basically, I've just been waiting to play all the games. But anyway, here is what my deck looks like. Obviously, I'm going to leave in these Terramorphic Expanses. They help me find the right land when I need it. Signal Pass, this card is absolutely amazing. Usually it ends up surviving because it has it can only be blocked by creatures with flying and reach, and it's got Battle Cry, which if you don't know what that means, it gives +1/+0 to every other creature that's attacking. So it'll make every other thing that you're attacking way stronger. This card is probably the best card in the deck because it allows you to play all your creatures for less. Almost every single one of your creatures benefits from this card, and it is definitely worth it. When you get two of these guys out, it's literally just stupid. You could play Signal Pest for free, you could play Steel Overseers for free. I'll get up to those guys later, but it's just an amazing card. Go for the Throat. This is a really good card. It's actually probably one of the best cards in Magic currently. Destroy target non-artifact creature. It's a 2-cost kill card. It'll kill any creature other than an artifact creature or a creature with indestructible, but other than that, it'll do good. This card I don't love. I would rather have something else in the deck, but there's a limited amount of choices. This would be one of the things that would go out. It does have flying. I mean, it can get flying, which can be useful, and you can play it for free as long as you got two of these guys out, but it definitely is not the best card ever. This card has won me a few games. It isn't like, again, it's not the greatest card ever, but basically it'll allow one of your creatures to get really strong towards the end of the game. Steel Overseer. This is one of your cards that'll win you the game, and one of the main reasons why I love this deck. A lot of decks in this format have these kind of cards where it's just like for instance the blue-green deck. If you play one of your Eldrazi's, you're basically going to win. This is one of those cards, except it's a 2-cost, and that's why I love this deck so much. This card, all you got to do is tap it. It'll give each of your creatures +1/+1 forever. It's not going to go away. It's just perfect. Tide Hollow Strix is a really good card. Flying Death Touch 2/1, and it only costs 2 mana. The problem is sometimes you're not going to be able to pay for it because it's got blue and black in it. But other than that, it's definitely a great card. Good defender, good attacker. This card doesn't help it at all, though, so just be wary of that when you're making decisions on when you want to play whatever. This card, again, it's not the greatest card. It's not the worst. What I find it really useful, because people like to get rid of your Steel Overseers or this card. If they have a kill card, then they'll try doing that, and then not only are you like, yeah, well, that's no big deal, I can just put it back on the top of my library, you get it back, and it can also kill one of their creatures. Dispense Justice. This card is a key card in this deck. It's one of the few removal cards. Go for the Throat is one of them, and then there's a couple of others, but basically a lot of people like to attack with their best creatures or just their really strong creatures, and this pretty much just defends against that. People aren't expecting it most of the time, and it works really well. Etched Champion. I really wish there was more of these in this deck, but obviously it's one of the best cards. When it has Metalcraft, which for those of you who don't know, Metalcraft is when you have 3 or more of an artifact, 3 or more artifacts on the field, then you get Metalcraft. So when you have Metalcraft, you get protection from all colors. So that basically just means nobody can block you, and nobody can deal damage to you with a creature spell. And if they attack you and you block, then your creature doesn't take any damage, and their creature still takes damage. So obviously, protection from all colors is something you want. Plus, Steel Overseer is colorless, and plus his ability is a mass ability, but you still get the +1/+1 counters from Steel Overseer, so it's great. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is you will not be able to use this card on Etched Champion, so don't make that your way to win the deck, to win the game. It's not a good idea. This card, Master of Etherium, is another one of those really, really good cards in this deck, and again, it's only 3 cost. It's going to be as strong as however many artifacts you have, and if you're playing the deck right, you should get a lot of low-cost artifacts, out on the field at once, and it also gives all your other creatures +1/+1, so you can't ever complain about that. Pilgrim's Eye is a good card. It's a 1/1 flyer, which isn't bad, but it helps you get that mana. It gets you, not only does it get you a mana into your hand, but it lets you choose whatever you want, so that's good. Snapsail Glider is another one of those cards that really help you win the game. Metalcraft, you're usually going to have Metalcraft. It's a 3 cost, which is a little expensive for a 2/2 that isn't always flying, but it's definitely worth it because it can just get over the other creatures, especially if you got a Steel Overseer. You can make these guys really, really strong, and that's good. And now there's a couple of counterspells. So this card is really good. Stoic Rebuttal. All in general, you're just gonna have to pay 2 blue, and since as you can see on the side, there's 10 blue mana and only 5 white and 6 swamps, so most of your mana is gonna be blue, and you'll usually be able to play this card. You should really make sure that you leave it open, especially if you're playing that blue-green deck. Once you get 7 or 8 mana out, you're going to want to leave a couple of islands open so that you can basically play this card and do it, and not do it, but play this card and counter it. Get rid of their creatures. You don't want them out there. It can help you win the game so many times because the other player is just like, yeah, I'm fine. I just got to count on this one card, and then all of a sudden that card is gone. This is, again, it's just a counterspell. The reason why it's in this deck is because it's blue and black, and this deck has blue and black. It's a counterspell, and they end up losing life, so it's always useful. This card isn't the best card in the deck. It helps you in that you can go get your cards that they destroyed. They usually like to destroy your good cards. They destroy your Steel Overseers, and man, I keep forgetting what this card is called. But the card that this guy, Etherium Sculptor, they like to get rid of those cards, so just be wary of that, and that's why I have this in the deck, this card in the deck. Sleep. Sleep is such a good card. It basically just means that they can't play for 2 turns, and unless they have a card in their hand, a creature in their hand, then basically you can attack with whatever you've got for 2 turns in a row, and it'll win you countless games, especially if you've got a Steel Overseer. I mean, if you haven't noticed, I've been saying especially if they have a Steel Overseer a lot, and there's a reason for that. It basically is just one of the best cards in the deck. Mirrorworks. This card is, normally I don't really love it. It's not such a great card. I mean, it is really a really good card. Maybe not in this deck because this deck likes to run quickly. I've actually had a one time I won in 4 turns, which was pretty cool. But if the game drags on and you manage to get Mirrorworks out, then you're going to be playing every single one of your cards twice, and by then you'll probably have a couple of Etherium Sculptors, so you're going to be playing the card for free, and then you're just going to get to pay 2, and you get a couple of them. Razorfield Rhino is a decent card. I mean, it's 6 cost. Usually it'll be less by the time you have 6 lands. You'll probably be able to play this card for 5 or 4. I don't love the card, but there's really not much I can do about it. I could take that out for this guy, Alphamur, 2/1. I'm thinking of it. I haven't really made my decision yet, but yeah. Alright, now this card, Wormcoil Engine. Death Touch Lifelink. When Wormcoil Engine dies, put a 3/3 colorless worm artifact creature token with Death Touch and a 3/3 worm artifact creature token with Lifelink onto the battlefield. I can't tell you how many times I've won the game just because of this one card. Just play this card. Obviously, you're going to have a few artifacts out. And then, like, just don't worry about it. Get down to, like, 2 life. I literally was at 2 life. The other guy was at 33. And then I just played this card on him. He got +6 or +5. I go up to, and then I just swing with it. There's nothing they can do about it. They can chump block it, but I still gain 12 life because this guy has Death Touch and Lifelink. Then even if they manage to kill it, you still got 2 other creatures that are 3/3s. One of them with Death Touch and one of them with Lifelink. It's just such an amazing card. It'll win you the game. If you get this card out late, there's very little chance for your opponent to win unless they have some sort of counterspell or something like that. And now I'm just going to go through the cards and tell you why I got them out. Alphamur, again, I'm not 100% sure if I'm actually going to leave this guy out. I may take out the Razorfield Rhinos for it, or maybe this guy. I'm really not sure yet. I haven't made my complete decision. Gaining life, it's not what this deck's about. This deck is about rushing quickly and trying to get your opponent's Darksteel Plate. Indestructibility is good, but it's a little too expensive for me. I mean, you can basically, this card, if you put it on a creature, then there's almost no way that they can get it off. The only way is if they have a mass removal of artifacts, which I don't even know if that exists. Probably not in this in this version of the game. But anyway, this card isn't bad. It lets you draw, but you have to pay 2, and you usually want to keep your mana open because especially if you're going to be drawing, then you can't afford to. You can't afford to pay. Plus, by the time you get this much mana, by the time you get this much mana, you're probably not drawing into lands all that often. And even if you are, you're not going to want to have it open to do that. This card, I don't really see the point of. I mean, I do see the point of it. I was playing against a computer and they were playing this deck, and they used this, and they happened to get their Darksteel Colossus out. Is that what? Yeah, it's called Darksteel Colossus out, and I ended up winning the game still somehow, but this card is alright, and I just don't see the point in it in this deck because there's very, very few artifacts that I really want to kill. If you didn't know, you're supposed to use this card on one of your creatures. You kill one of your artifacts, and then basically the deck draws for you. It's a really luck-based card, and I don't like it, so that's why I take it out. This card, I don't really understand why it's in this deck. This deck is... the way I have this deck set up is it has a lot of low-cost cards, and you're pretty much going to be playing your cards as long as you get them. There's a couple of kill cards that you're going to want to save, but in general, you're not going to have that many cards in your hand. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent loses 1 life. It's not bad. It's definitely not a bad card. That's why it's a rare card, but I just don't think that it's so useful in the deck. But, yeah. Anyway, Stone Golem, 4/4 for 5 cost. I don't think it's worth it. Venser's generally, you have no maximum hand size. Again, you're not really going to have that many cards in your hand. This card, it's a 7 cost, and read its ability. Whenever it enters the battlefield, target player's life total becomes 10. So that could be good, but what if you're playing the game and you have 20 life and your opponent has 6 life? Then what do you do? So this card is a little bit situational, plus it's really expensive. Both of those leaning me to say that you really shouldn't have that card on the field. And this card is a 7 cost 6/4. That's really bad actually. It's not a good card. I don't know why they thought that would be a cool card for the deck. But Soulquake, I don't understand why this card is put in this deck either. Why would you want everyone else to get their stuff? I guess that works if you have this card and you have this card out at the same time. But again, that's not what I built this deck around, and that's not why I have it. Darksteel Colossus is 11/11. He's got Trample, Indestructible. Yeah, and whenever he dies, he goes back into your library. He's a really great card, but he costs 11. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's head on to the leaderboards. I've been using this deck pretty much solely. As you can see, I'm ranked 56. It's not amazing. I only have 1686 points. These guys are insane. They got like 1800 points already, but it works. I almost never lose. Not that I almost never lose, but I don't think I've lost a set yet, as in if I lose one game and then we play a couple of more, then in the end I'll win like 3 out of 5, and that's pretty much the way it's gonna go. But if you guys have any suggestions, you're like, Daisho, this is really dumb, you shouldn't have put this card in this deck, then let me know, because I'm really open to anybody trying to help me. Just keep in mind that my goal for this deck is to basically build an aggro deck that still has a possibility to win late game, because it's got the Mirror Works and it's got the Wormcoil engine. So I really like the deck the way it is currently. There's a couple things that I might want to change, but let me know your opinions on it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a like. Actually, I don't really care. You can like it or not. Whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a nice day. Bye.